Good morning, I'm Paul with Sleekline. I'm here today to introduce you to the Pipe Wiz. This is a tool that makes your crew much more efficient in laying pipe in subdivisions, whether it be water or sewer. As we all know, when you're laying this, it takes a lot of time, effort, and equipment, which is very costly. Not only the price of the machines, but the fuel idling on the sidelines and the men waiting to put or install the next cut in line. The Pipe Wiz will taper a pipe in 30 seconds or less, and it makes your crew much more efficient and cost effective to lay pipe. As you can see, we end up with a nearly perfect taper with no lip here and no lip on the bottom. So this is properly calculated for all three sizes of pipe, 8, 4, and 6. First step to equipping your Pipe Wiz is get a battery operated router, which you can buy at all the big box stores. We've got this set up for DeWalt, Makita, and Milwaukee. Our base plate is designed with the holes pre-drilled for all three of these models. We've found that these are the tightest, nicest routers out there that we can accommodate. So what we do is install this plate where the existing plate is on the bottom of the router. First step is just to remove the 4 screws that are in the router. Take the plate, you'll no longer need this for this process. We've got a base plate that replaces the existing base, and this will only fit on in one direction, so if you have to spin it around to get the bolt holes to align, there's only one set of holes that will align. After aligning the holes, use the base plate screws to reattach the new base plate. After installing the base plate to the router, whichever one you choose, we're going to install the router bit. The router bit is a 1/2 by 1 inch bit that you can buy at the big box stores. Now we're going to insert the router bit with just a small portion of the shank going into the router. Approximately 3/8 of an inch in. That's going to make sure that our projection on our bit is long enough to make the taper. The base plate is designed to be removed so you can move it from sewer to water. We have 2 different size mechanisms here because sewer is a different diameter interior than water. So if you're transferring from one to the other, slide the base plate into place, drop your router to engage, and then we've got to calibrate this so that it works properly with all 3 sizes. As you see on here, this is set up for 4-inch, 6-inch, and 8-inch pipe in both sewer and water. So after installing the router, we're going to adjust the depth so that the proper amount of blade is engaged on the pipe. Next, we're going to adjust for the taper on the pipe because the distance between this lobe and the bit has to be set properly to fit all 3 sizes. I have a piece here that I've already tapered in the past. I can use that to calibrate and make sure that we're getting the right adjustment on it. Snug it up in place. and we're ready for a quick test run. The process for sewer and water are the same, whatever router you want to use, also for sewer and water. Now we're actually going to demonstrate how the Pipe Wiz cuts with our Wiz Caddy. The Caddy does several things for you. It gives you tool storage, it gives you storage for the Wiz, but this I mentioned earlier is set up for 8, 6, and 4-inch pipe. In order to taper, you need to set, this is 8, so you need to set it in the 8-inch lip and roll it in slowly before you start rotating. I'm going to show you now how it works. As you can see, we end up with a nearly perfect taper with no lip here and no lip on the bottom. So this is properly calculated for all 3 sizes of pipe, 8, 4, and 6. When tapering, this is water, you put it on and turn counterclockwise, because if you go the other way, it's going to grab and tear. So counterclockwise. These are both marked sewer and water. There's a W inside the housing and an S inside the housing, so there's less confusion on which one you're using. We've demonstrated the water. The sewer works equally as well, same way. In this segment, we're going to go a little bit more in depth into the calibration for the cutting of the pipe, because it is crucial that you get it right so that you don't destroy or tear any of your rubber seals. There is a depth on the bit, and then there is a distance from the lobe that has to be fairly close. If you get too deep with your bit, you're going to wind up with this ridge here. You do not want that. If you get too close to the lobe, you'll end up with a ridge here. So you want this so that it takes enough of the pipe for the taper, but also leaves you a smooth edge at the top of the taper. In order to do that, it's just a matter of adjusting the depth of the bit and the distance from the lobe. If you get this calibrated properly, it'll work on all 3 pipes. The first time you do it, it's going to be a little cumbersome, but after using this a couple days, it'll come naturally. The Wiz Caddy comes with 2 storage spots for tools, one for the deburring tool and one for a file. In case you've got some mishap where you don't get a good square cut and you've got a small burr that you need to take care of, or a lip, you've got the tool here and handy for use. The Wiz Caddy is also designed for short pieces of pipe. It's hard to hold and taper with one person. This turns a 2-man job into a 1-man job. Again, if calibrated properly, your fit on your 4-inch is as good as your 8-inch, and it'll also do the 6. I'm also going to demonstrate a short piece of 6-inch, how easy it is to do in the router. As you can see, the 6-inch, this is a very short piece of pipe, and sometimes you have to cut these. So we've done 8, we've done 6, and we've done 4, all on the same setting with our Wiz. The Caddy assists you when you're doing shorter pieces, which is very difficult to do if you've got a piece this short. So it's very efficient, easy to do, and 1 man can do it. The Wiz Caddy is a very versatile assist to the Wiz. It's folded up, fits easily in the back of a pickup. Very versatile. It's got positions for storing of tools. There's storing of batteries back under in this cavity. You can fit 3 to 5 batteries in there. Keeps them out of the sun, and we all know that the sun on the batteries is not a good thing. The caddy also holds both sewer and water. This also keeps it out of the elements. If it's raining, your router's not going to get ruined. The beauty of this is when you're done from one station to go to another, pick this up, grab your quick cut, and you're on to the next cut. These calibrations are for the different size pipes, being sewer and water, so that it grips it and holds it so you don't have to have a second person working. The caddy basically replaces one person on the job site. Very versatile, a lot of different options with it. I hate to show the foreman's this, but when he's sitting there waiting on the next cut, the guy can take a break. After demonstrating to municipalities, there's already been a request for 10, 12, and 14 diameter pipe in sewer and water. That is forthcoming. We're very excited about getting you started with the Pipe Wiz.